Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Palp's Office. Today, I'm going to be ranking every single Star Wars movie ever made. This is all 9 of the main films, plus Rogue One, A Solo Story, and the 2008 Clone Wars movie. So we have quite a list, you know what I mean? 12 movies, that's a lot of Star Wars. And I'm just going to be giving my opinion on it, you know. You can compare yours with mine in the comments section. Let me know how terribly wrong I am, or how maybe you agree with my list. But that remains to be seen. So without further ado, let's start off with A New Hope, because I think A New Hope is a really good Star Wars movie. It's the movie that started it all, and without A New Hope, we wouldn't have any of these movies. I think it's deserving of the A tier. I see a lot of people put it up in S tier, and even some put it lower, but I don't think it's S. I don't think it's like C or D, but it's a really good movie. Sir Alec Guinness does an amazing job, I think. Honestly, all the actors do a great job. Harrison Ford, Carrie Fisher, Mark Hamill. Really good acting in this movie. It's just so unique because there's nothing like it before. There's no stuff like it after, but I love A New Hope. It's a little dated in some ways. It's a little simple, but that's not a bad thing. I think it's a good thing in some ways. And so for that reason, I'm going to stick it in A tier. I love this movie. Now, I've actually only seen the 2004 remasters for the original trilogy. I should specify that's what I'm talking about here. Let's do The Empire Strikes Back next, because I love this movie too. This movie is also one of my favorites. I'm going to put it up in S tier. I don't think many people are going to complain about that, and I would actually argue that most people would say this is the best Star Wars movie, or the best of the original trilogy. I love this movie. You got some super iconic moments, like, you know, with the Tauntauns and Darth Vader saying, "No, I am your father." You know, or no, he says, "Luke, I am your father." Just an amazing movie. More action compared to the first one. Huge fan of The Empire Strikes Back. I think it's deserving of S tier. Episode 6 here, which I actually think is better than The Empire Strikes Back. This is my favorite of the original trilogy. I love this movie. It's so good. Everything about it is just amazing. Best action. Amazing heartfelt moments, you know. I know some people don't like the Ewoks, and I get that, but I love the Ewoks, and I think, you know, with Palpatine in this movie, the Emperor, I should say, it's just so entertaining to watch this movie. Luke feels like a Jedi, you know. You can tell he's struggling between the light and the dark, like when he is force choking the Gamorrean guards, and, you know, almost strikes down Palpatine. It's just so good. For me, this is peak original trilogy. I do wish that we would have gotten more, you know, after the original trilogy, not including these 3 movies here, but I love this movie. It will always be my favorite of the original trilogy, and I think Luke is just he's very admirable in this movie. He has his flaws, but just such a good, well-written character. Next up, we have The Phantom Menace. The Phantom Menace used to actually be my favorite Star Wars movie when I was a little child, because I love Qui-Gon Jinn. I think he's an amazing character, and I think Liam Neeson, he's my favorite actor. Liam Neeson, I love him as Qui-Gon, and Ewan McGregor does a great job, and so does Ian McDiarmid, and all the cast does a great job. I think for me, though, The Phantom Menace it's A tier. It's low A tier. It's below A New Hope, for sure, but it's still deserving of A tier. I know some people thought it was way too political and slow-paced, and the CGI doesn't hold up, and I'm not going to argue with some of those things, but I saw it last year in theater for its 25th anniversary, and it was just phenomenal. Amazing movie to see it again. I think Duel of the Fates is arguably the best duel in Star Wars. I'm not going to say it is. I think Duel of the Heroes might be a little better, but it's definitely number 2 for sure. I love that duel. Choreography is great. Nick Gillard is amazing. So that is going to stay in A tier. And then we have Attack of the Clones. Attack of the Clones is B tier for me. I love Attack of the Clones, but it's just not as good as the other movies above it. It has some pacing issues, for sure. I've always thought it had pacing issues, and my other big problem with Attack of the Clones is, like, it wasn't long enough. It needed some more to it. Attack of the Clones is bad. I know a lot of people hate the romance. I don't mind it. It fits Star Wars. It had some great fight scenes, too. I mean, the fight with Dooku and Yoda is great. The Geonosian arena battle is also amazing. One of my favorite moments in Star Wars, but overall, it is just a step down from these other 4 movies. This leads us into Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. Now, you're probably like, you saw a thumbnail. Is it D tier? Is it S tier? It's S tier. I'm not even gonna joke about it. It goes straight to top of S tier. I think it's the best Star Wars movie ever made. I love Episode 3. I just saw this movie in theater last month, or early this month, sometime real recently. It was for its 20th anniversary. If you saw my video I'll put a little thing up in the top right corner. You can go watch me talking about it. But this is just everything about this movie, from the fight scenes. I even love the dialogue in this movie. The visual effects are a huge step up. The story, the plot, the characters. I can't name one thing I don't like about it besides that. Kind of actually like episode 2. It does have, like, it needs more. I feel like Revenge of the Sith needed another half hour to an hour to really be perfect. But I still think it's the best Star Wars movie ever. I love this movie. I've seen it so many times. I loved it. I love to see the original, like, 3 or 4 hour cut of the movie. Really long. Some of the deleted scenes are really funny. I love the one where, like, Anakin and Obi-Wan are, like, trying to decipher R2's saying, like, and Anakin's like, bait means up. And Obi-Wan's like, I don't think so. And he's like, yeah, that's what I meant down. It's just so funny. I love that movie. Anyways, the Clone Wars movie. I saw this one time, so my memory is a little rough on it. I'm gonna put it in the C tier. I remember liking it. I mean, it introduces Ahsoka. It makes her Anakin's Padawan. It has, I don't really remember what they're doing too much. That's the main thing I remember. I know it has Yoda, Obi-Wan. It has all the Clone Wars characters. I just don't remember thinking it was amazing, but I do remember liking it. I wanted to rank this one, though, because it is a Star Wars movie, and I think a lot of people forget about it. As I said, though, I don't remember it being the best. The animation is definitely a little rougher compared to the show. I think the show had better animation, just because it's a few years newer. But I do remember liking this one, but oops, my mic. I don't remember a ton about it, but I think it's deserving of C tier. The Force Awakens. This is one of my hottest takes. I actually really like The Force Awakens. I saw this movie in theater when I was like 7 or 8 back. I think I was 8 in like 2015. It was so good. This is a tough one for me because, like, I'm gonna put it behind Attack of the Clones, but I really liked this movie. Yes, it was a bit of a copycat of A New Hope, but it also had some original parts to it. I think, you know, Han Solo's death is something a lot of people get upset about. I don't really blame Disney for it. I think it was actually pretty well done. I have 2 big problems with this movie. One is Luke. I think just Luke and the whole sequel trilogy is terrible. Before I saw episode 8 and 9, I didn't have a problem with Luke, because I'm like, oh, he's gonna be protecting something. But now that I know why Luke was on whatever planet he was on, I don't remember the name, I hate the reason. So that's one reason. And reason number 2 is it is just a tiny bit of a copycat of A New Hope. As I said, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but it doesn't have a ton of original ideas, which I do really like this movie, though. I have fond memories of it. Rogue One is the best Disney Star Wars movie, and I actually think I like it better than The Phantom Menace. It's not better than A New Hope, but I think I do like it a little more than The Phantom Menace. Maybe just a tad bit. It's been maybe 2 years since I've seen Rogue One, but I mean, they make some very bold decisions with it. You know what I mean? With killing all the characters at the end. And just, it's a more darker, grittier Star Wars, and I like that. Now, I haven't seen Andor, but I need to, and I feel like I'd really like it. But Rogue One, it was good. Biggest problem I did have with it, though, is I didn't really like Darth Vader in it. He just seemed weird, making that joke with the Admiral. It's not terrible, but I don't know, he just didn't seem Darth Vader-y to me. Now we have, oh boy. You sure I have to rank? I guess I have to rank it. I'm just going to put it in D tier. In fact, I'm going to change D tier to F minus tier. And then we'll make this like pink or something. I do not like The Last Jedi. I think this was a terrible movie. I'll give you the 3 biggest reasons why. One is Luke. Luke in this movie is just a disgrace to the original trilogy and all that Star Wars stands for. They ruined Luke Skywalker. I'm not going to say ruin the character for me because I still have the original trilogy, but just the way they handle Luke and the way he acts, it's like Mark Hamill said, it's not my Luke Skywalker. I really just hate the way he acts in this movie. 2, just how overpowered Rey is, and this is something I think is even more apparent in the next movie, but like Rey just has like no training and just is overpowered. It makes no sense to me, because you look at like Anakin, right? He's the chosen one, the most powerful Jedi ever. She has like no training. Anakin, even Luke went through a lot of training because she's Palpatine's granddaughter. First off, I don't want to know how that works, but second off, doesn't matter. Anakin was so powerful too, more powerful than Palpatine in some ways, so it doesn't make sense. And then my 3rd biggest problem is Leia. I understand they have to have Leia in the movie because of Carrie Fisher's death, but the fact they have her live past the movie is terrible. Like, it makes 0 sense. There was a scene in the movie, I don't remember what happened, like, ship blows up and she's floating out in space. It's like, okay, that's how she dies. It was respectable. they did a good job with it, and all of a sudden she like uses the Force and like pulls herself towards the ship and lives. I don't understand how a human survives out in space like that. I mean, it's Star Wars, but come on, she should not be alive. And then she just like sits in, I'm just gonna say it, she sits in the like a bed for like the whole entire remainder of Rise of Skywalker and serves like no purpose. Then that leads me to Solo, and I actually like Solo. I think Solo was good. Do I think it's C or B tier? I think Solo is B tier, but definitely worse than The Force Awakens. It wasn't perfect, but I forget the actor's name who played Han Solo, but he did a really good job, and it was a solid story. How he got the Millennium Falcon, met Landau, met Chewie. It was good. Two biggest problems I have with this movie are, one, didn't really need to be made. It's kind of just there. You could argue that with Rogue One, but like they really did a good job. This one just kind of feels like, oh, it's cool. And two, the ending, it kind of leaves off on a bit of a cliffhanger. I don't know. I just didn't like the ending with the random Darth Maul drop. It was cool, but it just doesn't make much sense. But overall, I've actually only seen this movie, I think, once or twice. I haven't seen it much. And that leads me into Rise of Skywalker. And this movie is better than The Last Jedi, but not much better. And so that's why it's gonna go into D tier. It does try to redeem itself a little bit. You know, bring back Lando is good. I think Lando's treated well. You know, bring back Palpatine was a big thing, and I actually am not opposed to it. It just doesn't make sense why they did. Like, if they had a reason that made sense, I think it's cool. And I think Ian McDiarmid did an amazing job, right? But literally, Poe says, somehow Palpatine has returned. It's like, okay, yeah, obviously the characters don't know, but the movie never explains why. If you look into the lore and everything, it's cloning and all that, and it's pretty like complex to understand it all, because Disney did a terrible job. I also hate the way I said Rey is so overpowered. She's like so powerful, and it just doesn't make sense. And I hate how at the end she's like, oh, I'm Rey Skywalker. It's like, no, you're not. You're not even Palpatine. You should just go like go back to Jakku or wherever the planet is she came from. And I don't know, maybe I'm being a little too harsh. And also, I hate what they did with Kylo Ren, Ben Solo. I actually liked Kylo Ren. I thought he was a decent character. I remember watching an interview with Adam Driver before. It's like how Kylo Ren was supposed to go from good to evil, the opposite of Darth Vader, who goes from evil to good, but they just kind of copied Darth Vader then, and then he dies in like such a lame way. I don't know, I hated how he died. I don't think he should have died, or if he shouldn't have died the way the character was going. I think it would have been cool if he died at the end, if they did the original like idea for the character, where he went from good to bad. This movie is visually actually really good. I remember being impressed with the visuals, but visuals aren't everything. I don't know, I saw this movie in 2019 when it came out, and even to this day, I'm still like, I've seen it 3 times, I think. It's not a movie I like. If I never watched the sequel trilogy again, I wouldn't be upset, but I don't know. And this is my tier list, guys. Tier list. Let me know in the comment section down below if you agree with it or you disagree. Would you change anything around? I think what most people are gonna say is swap Return of the Jedi and Empire, or no, actually probably swap Return of the Jedi and A New Hope, and then move Force Awakens down. And I think most people would agree with that list. I don't know, but this is my list, and I'm not going to change anything. I'm happy with how this is. I'm a little on the fence of, is Rogue One better than The Phantom Menace? Like, I do think it is. I think it's a little bit of a better movie, but I'm happy with this list. Let me know, let me know in the comment section if you agree, and please subscribe to my channel. It would really help me out, because I'm just trying to grow the channel to, you know, make better videos and have a bigger audience. And I want to say thank you for, you know, 15k views on my newest short. That's the most views I've ever had on YouTube. I had a channel before, I had like almost 10k views on a video, so thank you. I'm gonna make more shorts, but the videos are gonna, you know, kind of stay the same for upload rate. I want to try to post more videos, right? I do. It's just something I need to find a format that works for me. I'll see you guys soon in another video. I have a couple ideas I'll be working on, and hey, remember, may the Force be with you.